Hello. Welcome to the For the Fans coverage of Big Brother the 10. I am your host here, Kevin, and I'm here with, once again, Kiley. Kiley, hello.
Hello.
And we have two people that will be taking you guys on a journey through Big Brother Canada 10, and Sheldon and Josh Vitello. Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
No problem, man. So you guys,
True
Canadians.
grit Canadians here, y'all.
There
So-
you go.
With me and Kiley and most of the For the Fans Entertainment team being here in the States, we felt like it was right that if we're going to be covering Big Brother Canada 10, to bring in some bona fide, genuine Canadians. And Sheldon, you were our first thought. Josh was our second one.
We,
Sheldon,
found,
you were our first
we
thought.
just found these two wandering on the streets. We didn't.
Sheldon,
Yeah.
tell us about yourself and your Big Brother Canada knowledge and whatnot.
I'm Sheldon. I'm born and raised in Toronto. Live here as well. I don't do podcasts for a living. I've never done a podcast. I'm a little bit scared, but also excited. So bear with me. I'm actually a professor. I teach marketing for a living. And that's what I do on my day-to-day basis. I have been watching Big Brother USA since season 1, before it was even the Big Brother it is right now. I've been watching every single season. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I love Big Brother Canada. It's better than America. I never said that out loud. BBCAN much better than BBUSA. Sorry, folks. But let's see what happens after this season, because who knows? Now it could change. So let's see.
Perfect. Josh, tell us about your Big Brother knowledge.
All right. So, hello, everyone. My name is Josh. I'm 25 years old. I believe I'm the youngest on the podcast. I could be wrong.
Hey, we're not
But,
age shaming here.
We're
Let's
not worried
go.
about age, Josh.
right. Well, the thing is that I'm from Woodstock, Ontario, Canada, which is about a couple hours away to the border to Michigan. But I am a huge super fan of Big Brother and Survivor in general. I've seen all the past seasons. My very first season I watched was BB12 US. I did watch all the past seasons and all the current ones. And I'm even such a super fan for BBCAN. I take this shit very seriously. I take this very seriously. But it's more so the fact that I genuinely care about the fan base, and I can't wait to dive into to see what BBCAN 10 has in store.
Perfect. Now, for me, I've never seen Big Brother Canada being stateside. I don't think Kiley has either.
No.
What is wrong with you people?
We're just going
Listen,
into this blind. We're newbies. We're
Never
virgins,
seen
as
it.
you might say.
Yes. Now we're huge fans of Big Brother US. We're longtime fans. I've been watching consistently since Big Brother 8 myself. Kiley, I think, has been watching since the beginning. And so we're excited to be here and be a part of this thing. And so let's get right into it. We're going to go through the cast. As I was looking, I didn't find the deep analysis that you normally get with Big Brother US. I couldn't find a bunch of stats and a bunch of these. Who do you want to play like? And if you were fighting a praying mantis or a bag of poop, who would you? I just found none of that stuff. I just found pictures.
I mean, that's probably because they don't have a Jeff doing the interviews.
Correct.
Would you
No
rather
fluff.
be bitten by 1,000 mosquitoes one time, or be bitten by one mosquito 1,000 times?
None of that. There was none of that going on. All I found was people's faces, their names, and their occupations. So we're gonna
I've got
have
their relationship status and their strategies.
Okay, perfect. Then
But
you're
I
gonna
have
have to fill
not
it
read
in.
any of them because it's always better to be genuine. So
Well, we're gonna read them today. We're gonna start off with Miss Betty Yersaw.
hey, Betty.
I have Betty. She's 31.
She's cute.
She's from Edmonton, Ontario. Yes,
Alberta.
Alberta. There we go.
Alberta.
That's how my Canadian knowledge is.
Okay,
That's
I
why
was
we brought in.
Alta,
That's why we brought in the Canadians.
Atlanta.
That's why we brought in the Canadians. This is Edmonton. Human resource manager. About Betty. Betty may be kind and free spirited, but watch out for her feisty side in the BBCAN house. Thoughts, guys? Kylie, start us off with what you got.
Okay, let's just talk about the appearances. Like, she's super cute. She looks like she's straight out of the 70s. I mean,
yes, that skirt, girl.
Rocking looks like she could be on that 70s show.
I feel like some Velma vibes.
Yeah,
Velma from Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
And the orange.
The orange is really the orange. Got me.
And like the skirt kind of has like a crochet feel a la
Mhm.
Danny.
Agreed. What other things do you have that you have there for?
All right, so
Betty?
her strategy is to find a group or person to connect with, preferably on day 1 or day 2, to have a killer alliance and play a rock solid social game. And she's going to work hard in competitions and never throw one.
Okay. Sheldon, what are your thoughts about Betty?
Betty is somebody I would want to have an alliance with.
Okay.
I do not think she would cut anybody's throat. I think she's loyal to the core, and I also think that's going to be her downfall. I think the fact that she isn't going to be interested in breaking somebody's heart is going to hurt her. But if she can do it, she can cut her alliance mates when it's time. I think Betty could go really far and could do really well. So let's see what happens.
What about her makes you think, yeah, she can go far?
I think that I think she's extremely loyal, and I think people will look at her as being extremely loyal. She's jovial, she's happy, she's got a really positive energy about her. Question is she strategic enough? I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Josh.
So when I looked at Betty, she gives me Victoria vibes from last season. The reason why I said that is because maybe it's the face, but she could have passed off as her twin sister. Maybe that's just me. And the reason why I also say that is because, like, I think she'd be the kind of person that would just make chaotic moves. Not saying that she would not be loyal. I'm saying she could be loyal. I'm just saying she could just, like, stir the pot if she wants to. Now, my question being is that, like, I think she does have the potential to cut the allies when she needs to, but I think she'll do it at the wrong times. But that doesn't mean that she isn't going to be a loyal player. I think she's going to be loyal to a fault, but I also think she's going to flip if the opportunity were to present itself to get in a higher position. But that's just the way I view it.
I hope she does.
So Victoria, I'm assuming you're talking about somebody from BBCAN 9.
Correct.
Because if you aren't watching, the look of confusion that went over my face as I'm like running through BB23 of like
Victoria.
I'm like, okay, I'm going all the way back to Big Brother 16 before I find a Victoria.
To give props to the Victoria Josh is talking about. Victoria played in the last year's season. One of the best players, I think, to ever play Big Brother. Extremely
I agree.
bright,
Okay.
extremely strategic, very underestimated, and was
Very.
playing the game hard as heck, which is why she got out. Awesome player. I think that she could play with the Dans of the world. I think she's
Wow.
Okay, that good.
Okay.
We're talking like a Dan, a Tiffany,
yes.
a Will-esque strategist here. Okay.
Okay, so Josh, you said that she visibly looks like.
Victoria from BBCAN 9. That is
So
correct.
does that put a target on her? Because are people like, "Ooh, no, you remind me of her. You gotta go." Because I definitely think there's that bias. Like, whenever Nick Wilson won Survivor David versus Goliath, and then the next season they had Gavin on, I was like, here we go. This is going to be Nick again, which they didn't target him, but I picked him as my winner pick because I was like, oh, he's going to be just like Nick. And so I know I had that bias. And so I just wonder if, the cast could too.
To counteract off of that, I think there could be possible arguments towards that. I do not believe they would compare her to Victoria. Maybe at first glance, when they walk right straight to the house and they meet the cast, maybe they could have mistaken her for Victoria's sister at first. But then afterwards, I think they would let it slide. I don't think that will hinder her game too much. I just hope she plays the opposite of Victoria's game. Otherwise, she could be targeted early on. Because if you're playing with super fans in the house, then obviously preconceived notion, you're targeted by default.
So one of the things that really stood out to me about Betty is that she could sign. She speaks sign language really, really well. If there is somebody else in the house that actually could sign, that will give them such an advantage. Huge.
Secret language over there.
Secret
having whole conversations with their hands.
Nobody will know.
I think while we're, expanding to Canada and, most of our listeners are here in America or overseas, but let's just get a little Canadian trivia or general knowledge out there. So you're talking sign language. It is in America called American Sign Language, ASL. Do y'all have Canadian Sign Language, CSL?
I don't know.
I don't think we have anything like that, in my opinion.
I think it's just American Sign Language that they're doing, possibly.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Great question, though, Kylie. Great question.
Well, actually, I just did a quick Google search, and there is Canadian Sign Language. In fact, we speak here American Sign Language. I don't know if "speak's" the right word, but American Sign Language and La Langue des Signes Québécois, the LSQ. So there is some French Sign Language that is considered Canadian Sign Language. So there you go. Fun fact of the day. Also boring fact.
That's not boring. It's interesting.
That's
I like
interesting.
Like that.
So
So
you learn more every day.
exactly.
I didn't even think of that. Okay, so I think just from the looks and from everything you guys said, I think Betty's going to do just fine in the house if she doesn't garner the Victoria comparisons that we're hearing she might. And so I have high hopes for her.
Me too.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Helena Gill.
Okay, come through, Helena.
She's got this power stance with her arms crossed. She's got the yellow dress with the heels. Helena's 27 from Surrey, British Columbia. She's a master's student. She's ready to be the friend, the therapist, or whoever you need her to be. Helena plans to get the house guests to fall in love with her, but isn't afraid of being cutthroat when needed. First off, Kylie, let's talk about this fit. What are you liking about this dress? What are you not liking about
everything?
This dress?
She looks like she should be a teacher because her shoes look like a pencil. Okay.
So she is a teacher. She's an early childhood educator, and now is doing
nailed it.
masters. There you
Nailed
go.
it.
That is great. Look at that. Kylie, what are your initial thoughts on her?
I think it's interesting because the first two people that we've seen are obviously POC, and it's but more diverse than what we get in Big Brother US. And so, I think I literally have no idea what the rest of the cast even looks like. So, I'm assuming that it's probably going to be diverse throughout, but is that a yes? Is it diverse
Big Brother Canada? So Big Brother Canada made an initiative to make sure all casting was at least 50-50 people of color, and then after that, CBS followed suit. But Arissa Cox and Big Brother Canada was the initial with BBCAN.
Okay,
I believe.
So, I think that she looks like I think all the guys are gonna love her. She is taken, but that's okay. But I think she's got some potential.
Listen, from what I remember, I think Caitlyn was taken when she came in the house too. So you never know what could happen once you get into the Big Brother house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're trapped there for a couple months. Some of these fellas, some of these other ladies, who knows? Whatever she wants to do. Who knows?
Yeah.
Sheldon, what were your thoughts on Helena?
I love Helena as a player who probably will not win a lot of competitions, but is okay with that and knows what her strengths are, because I think her strengths are going to be the social game. Here's what I think might get her in trouble. She hates cocky people who are into themselves, and in a cast of Big Brother, there's always going to be a handful of those. So the question to me is, can Helena figure out how to keep her emotions to herself and not overreact to when people annoy her, something I can't do all the time. And can she just push through and keep on playing that strong game? Because I
hope she
game
can.
is strong. I hope she can too. She actually reminds me a lot.
I hope she's emotional. I hope she goes off on people. I want to see fireworks and explosions. I live for the drama.
You live for the drama. I live for the strategy. I think she's smart as heck. And to me, it would be really interesting to actually see those first two players try to figure out how to work together. If Helena and Betty, I feel like they might be in a little bit of different cliques in this house. They're very different, but in some ways they have very meshing personalities. If those two women could figure out how to work together, I think they could be running that entire house.
Josh, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I'd say with Helena, like, yeah, she's definitely I would consider her the Kim Spradlin version of Big Brother. The reason being is that like she's gorgeous, like all the guys will like her, all the girls will like her. I feel like she'll be in such a good position, but I think it will also get her in trouble at the same time because they'll recognize that she's in such a good position. Also, I think the early childhood educator is kind of more of a low pay well, not really low pay, but like low profile occupation when going right into the house. The reason why I say that is because I think she's a lot smarter than what the occupation perceives her. I think she could potentially know a lot of stuff and probably do a lot of damage. And I agree with Sheldon. Like if she teams up with Betty or some of the more strategic threats in the game, she could actually do a lot of damage.
So
whoa,
when I see
Black Betty, whoa, Black Betty. Okay.
when I see Helena myself, I was like, okay, this girl's pretty attractive. Yeah, I think that she's going to be able to get a lot of these fellas distracted. I don't know, even if she's taken. I mean, all she has to do is she has a great smile, and so she's going to smile, flirt just a little bit, is just enough to get some of these boys being like, when they're like, hey, we should think about getting a Helena. I don't know. I don't know about yet. I don't know because all she's got to do is flirt like a little bit because you're here for a few months. So it's going to be, I think Helena, if she uses her sex appeal well,
her womanly wiles.
Her womanly wiles, I think she will be able to get people to work with her. So I think that's going to be something that we could definitely see happening. What's up, Josh?
I like based off of like looking at her picture again, I see her as more as a leader. Because based on the way you pose it with your power stance with your hands crossed and like posing out like that, I think she will like come across as a leader of an alliance. So I think like if an alliance were to be formed, it'll be all on her. Unless I'm mistaken, but like that's just how like I view it, and I could see her like potentially like take charge on a lot of things. Yeah, not saying
she kind of looks like a boss bitch, and so I like that.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Well, the other thing about her is she's the first Punjabi girl to play Big Brother Canada. And
okay, that is my ignorance. I do not know what that is.
That's her background. So she's the first Punjabi girl. She's a second generation Punjabi girl living in British Columbia and Surrey. She's going to have a lot of people rooting for her and supporting her, and that's fantastic. Showing off her community, showing off different sides of her community. Awesome. Can't wait.
Okay, question. So once again, don't know anything about
India, Pakistan. India, Pakistan, Punjab.
Is there like Canada votes, and they can give them things? Does that happen in Canada? In the show,
I believe it has happened. Yeah.
Okay. So like she could have a strong base behind her if there was like an advantage or something to be given out.
I will say, I will say that like it has happened in early seasons, but I haven't seen it lately. I could be wrong, but I don't think I haven't seen it lately.
Well, watch out if there is a Canada votes.
There was a really interesting twist. I went to the live audience to see the premiere of BBCAN. I don't know, it must have been 3-4 years ago now. Lucky. And one of the twists was Canada got to vote between two different players who gets into the house to play the game.
Oh, Kristen McInnes did not make it into the game.
There you go.
Yeah, that was season 1. Yeah.
No, it was like 4. Yeah, Kristen McInnes.
So there you go. We might have a lot more players than all of my notes has. We don't know what's going on.
We don't know. Chris McKinnis, though, you can hear on RHAP, hanging out, having fun. Next up, we have here Herman Nizgi. Sure. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Nizghi. I love this outfit right here. That shirt, man. That shirt. He's killing me with that shirt. I love the shirt. Love the suit itself. Great smile.
People eater. Okay, Herman.
He looks like he wants to sell me something.
Well, good.
Because he's an auto salesman.
He's 29 from Nanaimo. How do you say that? Nanaimo, British Columbia. He's funny, magnetic, and one of a kind. Herman knows how to light up a room. His promise to stand by his morals and never quit will take him to the top. Herman is a guy very much like myself. Works in sales, nice, funny. People like him. I like Herman. I'm a fan. Kiley, what are your thoughts on Herman?
Okay, well, Herman also says that just like Betty and Helena, his strategy is to make the house guests fall in love with him.
Let's go, Herman.
And then he wants to go for HOH week 2. So that is not a strategy that I like. I am a very, very big fan of going for HOH week 1. Like, I feel like the thought process of not wanting the first HOH is antiqued from previous versions of Big Brother, but now I feel like that HOH, you typically see them go far, excluding Frenchie because he sucked. But look at
let's be real. Kylan was really the first HOH that week.
Right, exactly. Like, look at Cody, Kylan. Most of these people. Tyler.
Paul, technically, because Cody won the season.
Mickey, there's so many people that their first week HOH set them up. So I don't like that strategy, but that doesn't mean that, he's out of the count. But I prefer to see people go for the first one.
So I disagree, though, because we've had a run. We've had a run of people winning the first HOH and doing well. But I think that there's going to be a point where it's going to come to a head, and you're going to realize that we need to once again
swap back.
Take out the first HOH because of what you just said. You have Paul with the MC and Big Brother 19 with the friendship bracelets, essentially keeping 8 people safe and then running deep. Yes, Cody was the first HOH that week, but Paul, being able to keep people safe, was able to utilize the same power that the first HOH normally gets to do in 19. Yeah. In 20, you have Tyler. In 21, Jackson Mickey. At 22, you had Cody. Right now, you had, like I said, Frenchie squandered that, but Kylan was able to do all the stuff the first HOH was able to do in week 2. So I think in a second, someone's going to be like, we need to go back to getting rid of these first HOHs again. Like, that is we need to swap
that. But doesn't happen now.
I disagree with both of you.
Okay.
I don't think it matters if you're first HOH or second HOH. I think what matters is what the hell you do with that first HOH. Are you leveraging that HOH to create long-term, deep relationships with people that are going to allow you to get further in the game? Or are you pissing people off? Or are you just trying to get rid of the most annoying people so that you don't have any blood on your hands, so you're actually not using it strategically? I think how you use it really matters. It might be that there's a nice slew of people who did really well with that first HOH. I don't know if that might be a fluke.
You think it might have been intentional? You think that because for all those HOHs, you still have like the McRae's. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You have McRae set up the movie company, and then it's just falling apart.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We picked a shit season, so like.
But it is what it is. Like, these are all just seasons that happened. These are all seasons.
I will say, if I ever play BBCAN, not that I would win the first HOH. I don't want it. Do not want it. I'm staying the hell away from any spotlight for weeks.
Okay.
That's a strategy.
So Herman here wants to win the second HOH. How do you feel about that, then, Sheldon?
Hell, I think Herman is not lasting past week 4. I think Herman is cocky. I think Herman's going to be loud. I think people are going to get annoyed by Herman. I don't think Herman's got a lot of time to stay in this game. The question is, one thing he did talk about in one of his videos is that he wants to play a game based on his values. If he could do that, if he could be a good person and create those deep relationships, he's fine. But I think if cocky auto mechanic salesman comes out, he is out. Don't think he'll last.
I feel like
Josh,
somebody I feel like somebody wanting to play by their values ends up in a sticky situation like Frenchie, where he was like, oh, I don't want to nominate any POC. I don't want to nominate any women. And then he was like, oh shit, I've promised everybody that I came into the house with first I wouldn't nominate them either. And then he had to go back on his word because, you know, he was trying to stick to his morals so much. So I don't know. I kind of am in the team of morals don't belong in the game.
Well, I'm with you. Like, you're gonna have to lie. You're gonna have to cheat. You're gonna have to steal. It is a part of the game because you can't just tell everyone the truth. If we're sitting here together, I can't just say, guys, I'm a really nice guy. I don't want to vote for any of you guys because that's how the game works. I have to vote for one of you. So I'm gonna tell you that, and then I have to go back on my word. That's just kind of how that works. But Josh, you disagreed with Sheldon earlier about how you felt like Herman was gonna be an early boot.
I don't think he's going to be an early boot. I don't think he's going to make it to the end, but I definitely do not think he's an early boot.
But what are your thoughts on him?
So the reason why I say that is because, like, Herman, I believe, is going to be the hero of the season. I think he's going to make some good plays. I think he's going to align with the right people. I do think his morals are going to make him have some conflicting moments, but I think he's going to align with the right people. I don't see much strategy from Herman. I think he's just really gonna be the person that's just gonna like be more of a follower than a leader, in my opinion. Yes, he has a manager position, but I do not see him being the leader in the house. If he ends up doing it, he will probably do it in a way that's gonna like get everybody wanting to like hear what he has to say. Are they all gonna follow through with it? No, but like I think for him, he could potentially work in with the right people and then advance himself into as far as he can. If he ends up going to the end, I don't think he's going to win because they're probably respecting more gameplay than moral values, in my opinion.
That's a good point. I think for myself, like hearing everything you guys have said and looking at Herman's picture and a little bit of bio I got, if he is able to be the fun guy that he's claiming to be, I think that he is going to be for sure in jury without a question. And
That's...
I think that he might even have an outside shot of winning because you're going to be in the house for multiple months. If you're just amenable and easy to get along with and not causing problems, you'll probably be sticking around because people just don't have any reason to get rid of you yet. Because when people start thinking about strategically who to get rid of, that's a little bit later in the game. Early is usually this person doesn't fit in. Yeah. And so if he's fun and magnetic, and he's a salesman, if he can go in there and he, like Sheldon, you don't want any of that salesmanship. I think that if he's in there doing a little bit of the salesmanship, which is a very important part of it, is building rapport. If he's able to do that, then he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
Let's see.
We shall see. Next up, though, we have JC, Lynn Graham. And wow. Okay.
Hold on. Okay. I had a different order. Hi, JC. She's a cutie.
Yeah.
She looks like she's ready for the club.
She has this. She looks like she's going to the club. Look at those heels. Look at that dress. Man.
Okay, so Kevin's in love.
I'm a big fan. She's 24 from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Very cool city name. I'm not going to lie. Thunder Bay. Social media manager. An undercover comp beast, JC Lynn, will reveal her athletic side when the time is right. And if it works for her game, a showman's also could be in the cards.
Okay.
JC is ready for the showman's sit up. Kiley, what'd you think of that dress she was wearing?
Well, I mean, I'm probably going to borrow it. Just kidding. I mean, she's beautiful. So, I mean, pretty people tend to do well. Just being honest. Like, that's why they passed. I mean,
she's willing to showmance it up too.
Yeah, she's probably just, I can see all the guys liking her. I can see her getting along well enough with girls. One of the things she says, she's very empathetic, and so that could be a good thing. She's athletic. I think she seems kind of well-rounded. Like,
I think if she actually is athletic like she claims to be, I think there's a good chance that she could be trouble in this game.
I just asterisked JC Lynn because I like her.
Perfect. Sheldon, what are your thoughts? Because Josh has a lot to say. We're gonna have him wait. So...
I want Josh to go first.
Okay,
Josh. Josh looks hungry.
Okay, so here's the thing with JC Lynn. Yes, she's gorgeous. She already has her life already built up. Here's the problem, though. The prettiest person in the house gets targeted very early. We've seen it like in past seasons, like with BBCAN 8 before it got canceled. Michael was the hottest guy in the house. They all targeted him because they knew that he was a physical threat. He was that everybody loved him. They wanted to get rid of him because he could potentially do some damage. So I see JC Lynn potentially being the Michael of the season, where like she's the most gorgeous person in the house. Everybody wants to work with her, but then also strategic sense, they know they can't take her deep because everybody would want to like take her deep into the game, which in my opinion, that's dangerous. So I see JC Lynn as an early boot. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if she actually makes it far.
Okay, so you see her either going out early or making it towards the end.
Correct.
One or the other.
Correct.
Okay.
There's no in between.
Okay. Sheldon, what are your thoughts on JC Lynn?
I think JC Lynn is top 5 material. I think JC Lynn is dangerous. And here's why. BBCAN 9, there is a player named Beth. Beth was a fantastic strategist, got into showmance. With her strategy and her showmance, got herself to the very almost end. I see major Beth vibes from Jamie Lynn. What I like about JC Lynn a lot is that she is extremely athletic, and she's a professional figure skater or competed in figure skating before, which is no easy task. It's hard.
No.
Very athletic.
I think the fact that she realizes she's athletic and knows she's going to have to tone it down, I think she'll also be toning down some of the stuff Kevin and Josh, you two were talking about her looks and what she wears. If I was her, I would walk in with sweatpants. I would be your sweatshirt. I would be the hometown girl. Everybody would
not walking in like you're going to the club.
Halfway through the game, the comp beast comes out, the strategic beast comes out, and JC Lynn goes all the way. Here's my fear with JC Lynn. If she actually does get into a showmance, I think her heart beats her head.
I think so.
Correct.
I'm worried about that for JC Lynn.
With JC Lynn being 24 and a social media manager, I could definitely see her getting into a showmance with someone on this cast that we're going to talk about later. I have a particular person I think she's going to get in a showmance with, and I could see her getting into said showmance and then taking a back seat in the showmance in like a situation like Annalise and Jack. Even though Annalise was not a great strategist, but neither was Jack, but Annalise still took a backseat to Jack's strategy in Big Brother US. Was that 21?
21.
That was kind of like what she did. I can see that happening here in the same manner. Josh, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, like, in terms of with JC Lynn, I know who you're going to play matchmaker with. Which we'll get to in a second, but like I think this particular person could probably be in a showmance with any one of those women. But we'll get to him when that happens, though.
JC Lynn could be in a showmance with any of the women.
Oh no, it's gonna be crazy season, baby.
No, the guy that's no. Like when the guy comes out, I'll point that out.
So BBCAN is known for plenty of guy on guy action.
Oh.
So maybe this year is the girl on girl action. Let's see.
Let's go.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what happens here.
I will say that Annalise comparison, Josh. I think JC Lynn is far smarter, far more competitive.
No, I'm not saying JC Lynn is Annalise here. I want to make sure I get that straight. I am not. Listen, no one else can be Annalise, but I think Annalise and JC Lynn, I can see them both taking a back seat to their counterpart in their relationships very similarly. But that's the only similarity I have, and then both of them being pretty good athletes, because Annalise was a soccer player who you didn't really see her athleticism come out, but that's a surprise, but you should have. Next up,
we won't make any more comments on this.
I can't wait for Kiley's reaction to Jay.
We have Jay. Hey, look at Jay's got the see-through top on with the hearts. Reminds me a lot of on Celebrity Big Brother, Danny, or one of our friends, that friend of the pod, Danny. I can see the little Danny comparison here when I'm looking at Jay. Jay is 28 from Toronto. He's a theater director, and Jay has no problem commanding a room and taking charge. This exuberant theater director will use their leadership skills and acting chops to play the lead role in the house.
So Jay, Jay is actually non-binary.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
uses they them pronouns.
Perfect.
So Jay is, wow, this outfit, Jay, baby, I do not like this. I do not like the see-through. This is atrocious. They look like a birthday party magician. With the shoes,
party
and the pants. So I don't know. Let's see what else it says about old Jay. Yeah, I'm gonna use their director position to pull strings. So like maybe Jay's gonna be a little bossy. That could be a problem.
I can see Jay be like Jose in BB16.
I hope so.
It's like scenarios. Like Jay seems like the kind of person that like Jay would be the kind of person that would probably like look through every single scenario, never do any of them, be incredibly messy, and then like next thing you know, they all would target Jay and be first boot. I would not be surprised if Jay would be an early boot, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Jay makes it to the end as the GOAT of the season. That's just the way I view it, because we did see with like players like Brent, with Braden, Gary, Raul from the past BBCAN players. They all more so like are like the social butterfly, but in terms of like game strategy, they're just like very, very low key. Like they don't really know much about the game. They're just very like buddy with everybody else. I think Jay fits that archetype, but I think Jay would be more like Jose and take more of the leadership position, but also be like incredibly messy at the same time. So I don't see Jay making it very far, in my opinion.
Of all those names, I only knew Braden. Shout out to the Cookout. Braden's been in America hanging out with the Cookout a bunch. So.
Yes, he has.
So I don't know about Jay. So there used to be a stereotype on BBUSA of that middle-aged white woman who would take care of the house and clean the house. And that seems to have disappeared. But that person used to leave first few weeks or be there for a while, and then, but was always sort of expendable. I think of that similarly with Jay. Jay says, I want to treat everybody like my cat. Treat them well, feed them great. I think Jay is going to come in and try to do their best to take care of everybody. The question is, how long does that last? How long does he stay maybe on everybody's side, not being on anybody's side? And how long does Jay stay in the house? I don't think long, sadly.
I'm not getting great vibes from Jay.
But what if Jay is like Justin from BBOTT, where he like cooked and everyone ate well and everyone was happy? Because Justin to number 4.
Justin was an actual chef, though.
Well, that's true. Well, that's true. But what if he could whip up something nice to eat? Or maybe like Azza made it to Final 3. She was cooking, keeping everyone well fed. Maybe Jay does the same thing.
I mean, Kevin, you pulling the Danny comparison for me just makes me think Jay isn't long for the game. Jay's going to be too much drama. too much personality and
don't forget, just because somebody dresses with a lot of personality does not mean that's how they act. Don't judge a book by its cover. Jay might come in there.
I didn't compare Jay to Danny. Kevin did.
Jay might come in there and be nice, calm, and get pretty far in the game. I just don't think so.
We're literally judging everybody by their looks right now.
Listen,
let's see.
If you guys want, check out the second or third episode of the Brother Podcast. You'll know who Danny is because Danny was here on the show, and you'll see what I'm talking about in the comparison to Jay. So next up, we have Jessica Gowland. I love that one piece. Look at that. The belt. Man.
What in the Raven Walton is going on here?
See,
that's the Canadian version of Raven.
Yeah,
she got hit with
Raven Walton.
Lisa Frank with a Lisa Frank book. That's what she hit with. She's 35 from Cranbrook, British Columbia. She's a visual artist. This eccentric visual artist and super fan will slip under the radar by playing a cool, calm, and collected social game. But underneath it all, Jessica has her plan to outwit and the man. Oh man, Kiley, what are your thoughts?
Okay, obviously we're going to draw on the Raven comparison, which is not starting Jessica off on a very good note here with me. She said she's going to be under the radar. Like, I feel like anytime you've got your hair in little balls and you're wearing the onesie cat suit in the bright colors, like what you're putting on paper is not the look you're giving me. So no, I don't feel like this is somebody that can go under the radar. Just the personality type of being eccentric just typically to me spells not fitting in. I don't have high hopes for Jessica.
What if Jessica is eccentric, but Jessica is strategic as hell? Jessica reminds me of a player who won Big Brother Canada. Spoiler alert, Sarah Hamlin. Sarah Hamlin won the game wonderfully, worked her rear end off. Also queer, just like Jessica. What I think is interesting about Jessica is that they're nonconformist, genderqueer, has been in a relationship for 11 years, and is a super fan. Jessica has seen every season, knows what's going on. I don't see the Raven comparison. I think Jessica, for somebody to be in a relationship for 11 years, they've got it all together. Watch out, world, because Jessica might come and eat you.
Just bounce off of like what I said earlier, saying that like that she looks like Raven. I'm only referring to the ponytails. I'm not saying mentally they're both the same person. I'm just saying in comparison, it's like the like first glance, I'm like, okay, it's a Raven. But also, like, I would say if I ever go into the Big Brother Canada house and then if I see someone like Jessica, I immediately think super fan, incredibly strategic, wants to do everything under the radar. I would target Jessica immediately because I think she would actually go very deep. Because the ones that actually come across or like if you look and play the part, it's very predictable. So like a good strategy for Jessica is that if she's a super fan of the show, she downplays everything and doesn't come across it as a super fan when she goes into the house. If she can pull that off, I think she can make it very far.
What about a Jessica and Jay alliance?
I can absolutely see that happen.
Yeah, I can see them kind of possibly clicking, as Jay also comes across as an eccentric person. So maybe this is a connection. I don't know. I personally don't have high hopes for Jessica.
Kevin, what do you think?
I think is one that's able to do well, and she's a super. I think that's gonna her super fan itself, and that you need and you can really utilize when you're playing the Big Brother game. I think that's gonna be able to utilize in this game.
Well, Kevin's Wi-Fi sucks.
Yeah, Kevin, you're having some connection issues. Caught about half of those words.
Well, then move on. We're gonna move on to Josh.
Okay. Let's move on to Josh.
Yeah, my doppelganger, apparently.
Oh my gosh, another Josh.
I know,
Wow.
right?
Okay, Josh.
He definitely has the nose for me. Like if you look at me, like the top half, you can kind of see the comparison. Definitely more so. He seems like a very genuine guy. I'll go through his bio like real quick. He's 28 years old from Vancouver, British Columbia. He's a pediatric resident with 11 siblings. Josh knows a thing or two about sharing a house with many personalities. He will have no problem being a team player and creating strong alliances. I think he would be someone you would want on your side. Very likable guy. I could definitely see him going very, very far. I am worried that he's going to be loyal to the wrong people. But I just hope that he actually has the strategy and capacity to know that there's going to be people to cut him, so he needs to make big moves. Do I think he's going to make big moves? I don't think so. It's too much of a stretch for me. Unless he actually is really down for it, then he probably needs someone to be his right-hand person to take the shot, because I don't think he'll be willing to do it.
Well, it says here that he has 11 siblings. Josh knows a thing or two about sharing a house with many personalities. He's lived the Big Brother experience. I think he has in his household, he probably has one or two more players in the Big Brother house than in his own house, because 11 with his parents. So yeah, it's 13 people in that house. He's been playing Big Brother for a very long time. He has no problem being a team player and creating strong alliances until he needs to break off all the ties and fly solo to the end. I think Josh, with him being a resident, I think he might be able to maneuver in this thing.
Yeah, I got some hopes for him. He seems down to earth, like not flashy. His dress is very much, approachable and sensible. And, that's probably somebody that you can probably work with. But you can tell he's obviously intelligent since he is a doctor. He thinks that he's athletic. He wants to make big moves. This is somebody I got my eye on. I got potential for him.
Yeah.
I agree with Kiley. I am rooting for Josh majorly. One of my favorite things about Josh is that not only is he a pediatric resident, other Josh, but his mother just started her first year in med school. That's my favorite fact about Josh.
Wow.
He has the coolest mother ever. He's from Tahltan First Nation and has African-American roots as well. He's quite diverse, has a lot of interesting background to bring into this cast. Here's my only fear about Josh. Josh has been studying with books for years. Has he watched enough Big Brother? Does he understand the game? I think he's smart enough. The question is, does Josh understand Big Brother strategy? If he does, I think we could see him sitting in the finals. If not, he ain't lasting a while. Also, if he comes in and tells people he's a doctor, which I think he will, he's screwed. He should not tell anybody he's a doctor. He will, though.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah, to bounce off of what you said, Sheldon, I agree with you for like most cases. I think another thing that I noticed with Josh is that like when you're already living inside a house with 11 other siblings, like keep in mind, like that's already the size of a average of Big Brother season. So obviously he's used to like having multiple people outside his home. But I think the only issue is that he also has to please 12 others, more like 11 other siblings. So I think he's going to be like pleasing everybody, but I don't think he'll be willing to cut any of them. I also think that I think he's more so of a friendly person to be around than more so of a strategist. So I do agree with Sheldon on like a few aspects. But that doesn't mean that he could learn. I think he's a fast learner because if he's in the peds, he can probably like learn most of the stuff really quickly because going in the medical field is smart shit.
If he's used to dealing with babies, this might be the right place for him.
Bingo.
I wonder if he is the Cody to somebody's strategic Derek.
I agree.
The question is, when he gets far enough, will he have the guts to cut the Derek, whoever he or she might be? I don't know. I'm not certain. I think he's too good of a guy. But maybe we'll get surprised. Let's see.
Let's see what we got with him. Next up, though, we have a very interesting character. We have Kevin Jacobs.
Okay, so there's a Josh and a Kevin. If Kiley is not next on this list, I'm going to be pissed.
Next is a dude named Kyle.
Close. Well, first, let's get into Kevin. So Kevin's 28 from Toronto. He's a sales engineer. Kevin has a diabolical plan to lie, trick, and pit the other house guests against each other, all while still making them laugh. I don't see it.
Okay, the description kind of giving me some Frenchy vibes, like
100%.
I want to be diabolical. I want to make people laugh. I've got all this What is a sales engineer, first of all? Like, I don't.
There's a salesperson that knows about the backgrounds of the stuff, like the things that they're selling, but they're not necessarily the sales people.
Okay.
So they like if you're selling a lot of times if you're a sales engineer, you let's say you're selling microphones, you know all about the microphones, but you can tell them all about the model and everything, but you're not necessarily the one getting people to buy the microphone.
Gotcha. Okay. So he might not be completely personable, but he definitely has this. I like it. I like villains. He's someone that, he's here for a good time, not a long time.
I think he thinks he's here for a long time. And I think that door is going to slam on his rear end on the way out really, really quickly. Kevin will not be able to contain himself. He's a character. He thinks he's a big, super crazy villain. He's come up with all of these strategies. He put on a wedding ring. He's not married. He's got all of these things going on. And I think he will lie and cheat and then forget what he lied about and cheated about. He is screwed. However, if he gets far, I will give him a big hug.
I'm rooting for him. I love this. Go, Kevin.
He's there for Kiley's drama, 100%.
I think Kevin. I think Kevin for me is like, if I were to make a prediction with this cast already, yes, I said Jessica earlier as first boot, but that was like 80% certain. This is 100% certain for me that he was going to be first boot. Here's why. Because if you come into the house looking like this, or having your fingers like this, like you're some evil mastermind, you're basically being two things. You're literally trying to be a villain for the fans. That's just too completely obvious. And including to the rest of your housemates, I don't think he'll come across as genuine to any of the players that's in the game. And that is a key component if you want to last long in the house. Like if you can't be genuine to any of the players, then it's just like you're not going to last very long, and people can see right through that. So for more cases for Kevin, yes, like I think he's going to be the Ronnie of the season, but worse. I don't think he's going to make it even past the first HOH. Unless he wins the first HOH, I think he's first out.
Wow.
Okay, first boot potential. Kev, what do you think about your namesake?
I don't know about I see Ronnie. I see it, but Ronnie's a friend of mine, so I'm not going to trash Ronnie. But Kevin here, with his Steve shirt from Blue's Clues, Steve from Blue's Clues shirt going on, and the strategic mud on the hand thing. It tells me that he's going to be here for a little while, but I don't think first boot. This guy is not the kind of guy you send home first, right? You send home this guy.
I will bet you $10 Canadian
okay.
that This man is first boot.
You have that bet. 10.
We'll
What's that?
double
Like
it. We'll double it. We'll go 20 Canadian dollars from the Americans betting against the Canadians. Y'all say first boot.
First boot.
Kevin and I say no.
You both say first boot. We both say no. So we can take that bet.
First
We're taking that bet right here on the show. Kevin and Kiley are going with he's going to make it past the first night. Sheldon and Josh have him at first boot. There's 20 Canadian on this thing as it should be.
This man can't hold his craziness in. He won't survive. People will hate him. First nom, first boot. Bye-bye.
Okay. I don't see him going far. He's not long for this world, but I'm with Kiley. He is not going home first. He's going to go home like fourth. He might not
Second
make jury, but it's not going to be first. It's not going to be
He's
first.
not getting to
Hey, look.
jury. Have you gone mad? He's
He
not
said
getting
he's
to
not.
jury.
Hold
He's
on.
not going to get to jury. That
He's
Let
not
me jump
going
in on.
fourth or fifth.
Let me jump in on this real quick. Hold on. Like he's probably gonna be like Josh from last season, where like we all thought he was first boot, but he survived, but then he ended up being second boot anyways. So if Kevin's not first boot, he's second. That's
You
just
said,
how I
listen, we have 20 Canadian combined for first. 20. Do we have a bet, fellas?
First, yes, I'll pay Josh's $5. And I will transfer it when the two of you come to Toronto to celebrate the BBCAN finale.
Let me join you, Sheldon. Let me join you.
So we have a bet here on Kevin being first boot. None of us think Kevin's going far. Let's just be real. Kevin's not going far at all. But
Bring his picture up again. Bring it up. Come on, Kevin. Show us this guy. This man's
post it
not
like this.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Sheldon.
Oh, God. Don't be rude. Actually, that's disrespectful of me. I'm sure he's a nice guy. But the fact that he tucked his shirt into those pants, that's first sign. People are going to look at him. It's over. He walks in. He's going to say hello. It's over.
I agree. It's going to be a little bit longer, though. Next up, we have an extremely interesting case.
Kiley.
Kyle. Now, Kyle Moore is an interesting situation here, and I'll tell you why. First off, Kyle Moore's 23, Halifax. He's a professor. He's going to move first, attack in the middle, and castle. He's a chess player here. Kyle's approach to the game is like chess, and he plans to up in the board as soon as he enters the BBCAN house. The most interesting thing, though,
and he wants to win first HOH.
But let me tell you the most interesting thing about Kyle Moore. So last season, there was a man named Ethan that was dropped from the cast like last minute because of some of his tweets and some of the things that he's done before. He then was replaced by a Kyle Moore. The internet found this man's photo and said that this Kyle Moore was going into the BBCAN house. They had the exact same name, same spelling, and everything. He discovered after many people started congratulating him on being casted and whatnot, that he was not the Kyle Moore going into the house. And he got the nickname of the real Kyle Moore because the fake Kyle Moore is the one that went into the house, also known as Kyle Moore 2 or Kyle 2, because he was the real Kyle as far as everyone, the internet was concerned.
They even look the same.
BBCAN then went out and casted the real Kyle Moore in BBCAN 10.
I love that.
It's crazy. That is
hilarious.
Okay, so now like going back to where I said Helena could have, if they do a Canadian vote, then maybe she could win it. Obviously, like if the fandom is this in on Kyle Moore, he's gonna get the vote. Unless he gets it and sucks, we kind of had this situation in Celebrity Big Brother where everybody's like, "Oh, Todrick's going to be amazing." So how well that worked out for him.
But see, here's the thing:
as Kyle doesn't get in the house and be problematic, I think he's going to do well.
The fact that he's the podcaster first and foremost, so his views and his thoughts are out there, just like ours are right now, right? So if he was going to be a toxic person, you would kind of know by now, right? You would have heard him on the show. He wouldn't have been there. The fact that he did not watch the show before, was called Kyle Moore going on the show, being told by people, congratulations, then went on to watch BBCAN 9 and root for the fake Kyle Moore, as well as on his podcast telling people that he planned on applying for BBCAN 10 and then getting casted onto BBCAN 10. Phenomenal story. Phenomenal story. Josh, do you want to proclaim yourself for BBCAN 11 right now?
I would like to. I would like to go in the name as a Josh, or whatever his last name was.
You heard it here first, guys. Josh Vitello is going to be on BBCAN 11, shooting his shot just like Kyle Moore did.
Change your name officially, Josh.
Oh my God! How can I change my name on?
Kyle Moore 3. This is what Josh is saying.
Kyle Moore 3.
Yeah, so he wants to win the first HOH. That's what I'm looking for. That is the strategy I like. To me, it's a winning strategy, or at least a successful one to get him far into the game. So I'm getting good vibes from Kyle.
I think Kyle is
and he's my namesake.
I think Kyle's going to do well for this reason alone. Kyle is a podcaster. He speaks to people for a living. His podcast is also about mental health and being vulnerable. I think he is going to have the ability to connect at an emotional, deep level with individuals in the game. I think people will not want to vote him out. The question and the fear that I have is that if the not real Kyle Moore didn't exist, Kyle Moore, the real one, would not ever know what BBCAN is. He doesn't know the game. So can he get through this game without truly understanding it just by being empathetic, thoughtful, and listening? I think he might. But can he win? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think Kyle Moore here is going to be wanting to showmance a JC Lynn, but not the one that I'm talking about that will be showmancing a JC Lynn. I think, though, that he is going to get there. She's going to be beautiful. He's going to talk to her. She's going to keep him at arm's length because she's going to be showmancing someone else. Kyle Moore seems like the best friend that's going to be for JC Lynn. I just wanted to make sure I put that out there. But go ahead, Josh. Or Kyle Moore 3. Go ahead, Kyle Moore 3.
I just found this function. I'll just keep it on for a second. So I think this Kyle Moore will be better than last season's Kyle Moore because last season's Kyle Moore was a little bit of a douche. He was coming off as a little bit arrogant, a little bit self-centered, a little bit of a know-it-all. I think this Kyle Moore is the opposite of that one. He's probably going to be I kind of agree with Kevin that he would be like the best friend, but also more so that he could potentially be like the person that he could be the person that would also stick in with the right people if it were to present itself. I think Kyle would shoot a shot with JC Lynn, but I think he's gonna get friend zoned. I'm not saying that he wouldn't I'm not saying it wouldn't happen. I'm just saying it's a possibility for him to do that. But I also think like with this Kyle that even though he may not have seen the show, I don't think he needs it. I think he could just learn off the show itself and really just learn as he goes. I think potentially he could go far and maybe win, despite maybe not seeing the show at first. But even though he's done his research after the fact, crazy story in my opinion.
To me, that's just insane. The fact that he did not even know of this thing like existing, and then goes in there, finds out what this is, and then basically rolls with it. I thought that was amazing. I just thought that was just the coolest thing. The coolest
love that
thing.
Story.
Next up, we have Marty Frenette. There's
AKA,
Marty right there.
Hold on. The side I'm looking at cannot do things in alphabetical order. No big deal. Okay. I'm ready now.
Marty Frenette. He is 43 years old from Petit Rocher, New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Bam! I just have NB right here. I just got NB right here. That was a good guess right there. Fraud investigator. Martin is a cool dad and a nice guy, but don't let him fool you. As a fraud investigator, he'll be able to sniff out the liars in the house. He's got a nice smile here. Got the nice jacket. I like that. I think this is one of the this right here has like first boot potential to me.
I disagree.
I know you do. But let me tell you why. I have first boot here. It's because he is an older guy at 43. He's a dad. I don't know how well he connects. He's married. I don't know how well he connects with the youth of this game, right? As Josh said here, Josh is the youngest one on this cast, and I don't know how Josh would feel about a man that's this old hanging out with him in the house.
Well, I think it's just I think for this may sound like a little bit what's the word I put it? Maybe not the I would say age is the reason why I'm having a tough time saying this because it could be put the wrong way, saying that age is just a number.
Just say it so we can drag you.
Okay. The reason being is that in my opinion that my parents are friends with other parents who are way older than them anyway. So really I think age is just a number. I think it's just more so of the maturity and also genuine just making connections with towards other people. If he can relate to the youth as well as potentially just understanding where they come from and learn from different perspectives because remember the generation gaps they both come from very, very different lives. So obviously he's gonna have a harder time connecting with them, but I think he has the social skills and the capacity to actually at least make it far. And even then, even if he doesn't connect it well, I don't think they want him out that early. I think they're just gonna use him as a vote for the first few rounds.
Yeah, I see him being a potential first boot. I mean, historically,
you Americans don't get it.
Historically, in U.S. Big Brother, this archetype does not go far unless they are a badass like our friend Kevin Schlehuber, who absolutely came in and killed it. So, I mean, he's kind of got the suave dress like Kevin. So if he comes in and just smashes it and is a cool old married man, sure, I could see him doing well. Does he win? Absolutely not. Does he get booted in the first 2 or 3 votes? Most likely.
I don't know what any of the two of you are talking about, Kevin and Kiley. This guy is going to be their merge or a jury phase for sure. This man, yes, he's your dad archetype. He's your older man archetype. But this guy is for Tina from last season. Tina is going to be a number. And Marty is going to be a number for a large alliance. He's going to be around. They're going to bring him through. But here's the difference between Marty and others. Marty's a freaking fraud investigator. I have a feeling he might be smarter and will go further than any of us really think. He's also extremely kooky. He's the first Acadian Canadian on Big Brother Canada. I don't know. I think I see final 3 in Marty. I see far with Marty.
Okay, so this is where I slightly disagree because I see Marty definitely not the first few boots. Absolutely not. But I do see Marty making jury. I do not see him make it to the end and winning. If he does make it to the end, he's not going to win. But I the only boot I could really see him making it is at least jury or 6th place.
Well, hold on. You don't know. He might have an awesome game. And with that personality that he has in a final jury speech, this man wins. So don't destroy him. We don't know what's going to happen. He's extremely smart. It's not easy to have a family and raise kids and have a full-time job. He's also a hockey coach. He motivates youth to work their hardest in AAA. This guy might be the cheerleader that all
they're going to be like, okay, Coach Dad, go to bed while us kids do what we want. We are not here trying to be supervised.
But
so,
that's
correct.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to For the Fans. This is called U.S. versus Big Brother. Versus Canadian.
It's a debate here.
Got some different views here.
We sure do.
We are going to have to definitely see what Marty does. I think one of the early boots is me, but we're moving on to Helena Mansing.
By the way, is somebody taking notes? Because I want to beat the 2 Americans at our game.
You want me to join in on that one, Sheldon?
Yes.
We're gonna do a whole draft afterwards, but let's talk about Helena here.
Go.
Helena is 29. She's from Toronto. She's an artist. Helena Melina lives her life with spontaneity and no rules, so watch out. This wild card will shake up the house with her dynamic personality and calculated strategy. When I looked at Melina's first photo, when I got the first glance at this pink and black top and these pink pants, I said free spirit 100%. 70s hippie love, let's go. She is someone that is going to be here to have fun and just wants to, like, she's going to be working on off vibes, baby. Off vibes all day. And that can either go really poorly or really well. It's one or the other.
She wants to like kind of like be like a badass woman. So maybe she teams up with like a Helena. And maybe there is like a little girls alliance. I tend to think that those don't go well. So I don't necessarily love that strategy. She's just seems like super edgy and cool. She looks like a total badass with her neck tattoo. I mean, across her throat, I can't even imagine. So
ouch.
Looks like a badass to me. So I think she does decent.
I think Melina gives me Kira mixed with Ming Lee vibes. The reason why I say for those who actually haven't seen BBCAN, like Kira played BBCAN 7, Ming Lee played BBCAN 8. Both of them in comparison is that they're both tough, bold, dominant women, but they also have a very intimidating exterior. That is Melina this season. I think like she's going to be very intimidating towards the women and the guys. I think a lot of people are going to be really nervous on talking to her like at first. So unless she breaks those walls down and become incredibly vulnerable, I could see her being as the lone wolf for this season. Unless she's able to really open up and really genuinely connect with the rest of that house guests, I think she's going to be expendable, but I don't think she's first boot.
I completely agree with Josh. My fear is Melina just might not fit in. She's got eccentricities. However, what stood out for me in her videos was she didn't answer questions right away. She took a pause to think about it. She might be extremely thoughtful and bright, and that might lead her further in this game. Something about her says to me she isn't going to do well, but I think she's smart as heck, and who knows, she might surprise us.
To piggyback off of what you just said, though, I think like because she's pausing, I think if she does that while she's in the house, they might think she's making up a time to lie to the players, which is kind of a little too obvious. And based off of perception, it would not look good. So unless she actually comes up with her thoughts quickly, that'll be fine. Or unless she makes it well known, like, hey, listen, I'm a slow thinker. I like to think and process before I speak things. If she makes a note at the very beginning, then they won't see it in any other disregard. But if she doesn't mention it, then they will think that she's a bad liar.
So, I mean, like that actually really ties in with Kylan from last season because Kylan had that same thing. And, he told them like, sometimes it takes me a while to get to the point of what I'm trying to say. It takes me a while to process things. So if she's that type of person, I think if she communicates it, then she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great idea. I personally like the fact that she's like a free spirit. I don't think she's going to be a big threat in this game to like win the thing. Mm-mm. So she's just going to be around. I think she's going to like legitimately she's going to be around. You're going to like having her there. And I just don't see winner vibes from her personally. Mm-mm. But that could just be me.
Yeah.
Know who I do have some vibes about though? Next up,
the good old Canadian Moose.
Moose, baby. This right here is Moose Bendigo. He is 24 from Toronto. He's a content creator. So he does like, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff.
He doesn't have a job.
Moose plans to be a gutsy player, trust his instincts, and be loyal to his alliances. His social game will put everyone under his spell. First and foremost, this jacket is giving me life. I love this jacket he is wearing. Everyone's wearing the suit. Moose comes in jeans. That's what's up. I like that. That's the kind of guy he is. That's the kind of free spirit he is.
Yeah,
Y'all are so obsessed with the clothing. Who cares?
It seems genuine. The clothes are a vibe. Like, that's how people are going to judge you first when you come into the house. Like, you come in looking like a crazy person, they're going to notice that.
Yep.
Okay?
I disagree. Like the reason being is that like here in Canada, here in Canada, we usually go off and based off of vibes. Clothing we really don't care that much as often. So just like, but like unless you come in a fancy suit, then like we'll go we'll depict on how you look. But
Kevin, destroy him.
Listen. The clothes are your vibe, my guy. That shows who you are. That's where you show your personality when they first see you. Listen, when I look at you, Josh, I see this dude is wearing a flannel shirt. He has a plaid shirt here, little Rob Cesternino, Jeff Probst vibes about just looking at him. Looks like maybe a little nerdy, you know what I'm saying, because he's wearing the plaid. When I look at Kiley, she has like the light blue. This is fun. I definitely look at Connie and say mom. She has that's like a mom sweater. That is 100% a mom sweater. And she has like fun mom that it says amen on it. You know what I'm saying? This right here, I got the Lion King right here. This is the vibe right here. This is the vibes right here, Josh. So if you in Canada go by vibes, we here in America do too, and your clothing is your vibe.
And that's fair. And that's fair to go off of that way. Like, I'm just saying, like, based off like how I grew up back down in Woodstock, like we usually just go like based off like how you come across to other people. So it's just like for clothes for the US, okay, perfectly fair and perfectly acceptable.
Listen, Moose did not wear this jacket on accident, okay? I'm gonna let you know that
I know.
He wears this jacket because he is out on the plains shooting buffaloes and mooses, okay?
I'm crying.
That's how he got the name.
He's from Toronto. There are no plains here. You should look at the map, Kiley.
We have no idea. You have to tell us about. That's why we brought you guys in here to tell us about the Canada stuff. But Moose as a player,
you said you had a good. You think he's going to do well?
I think he's going to be there to have fun and chill. I think Moose is going to be. He's going to showmance it up. Moose is going to showmance one of these ladies. You know what I'm saying?
He's going to try.
He's going to definitely try. He's going to definitely try, and he's going to get in with the dudes. I don't think he's going to win. I don't have winner vibes here, but I have hangout vibes. Right? Though he was first boot in his season, if David made it past that first boot on BBUS 21, David was there to hang out. That's why when he came back, he was there chilling because he was there to hang out, and people like guys that are here to hang out, and that's what he's here to do.
I like guys who are there to win.
Same.
There.
Yeah, I'm not saying Moose is going. I just said he's not going to win. I said I'm here to hang out with Moose. Like Josh said, vibes, baby. We here for the vibes.
Vibes. Here for the vibes, yeah.
Him and Melina are going to vibe it out.
One of the things Moose says for his strategy is that he wants to have like one or two people, keep it under wraps, but then for them to have like separate alliances that they can pull in. I'm a big fan of that strategy, kind of a la the brigade. And so, if he can actually execute it, I don't think it's a terrible plan. But can Moose do it? Is Moose strategic? Just judging by the name, no.
Rude. I don't think this guy's going to be here that long. I will say that I think Moose is going to be extremely emotional. Moose is going to be in a showman's. Moose is going to fall in love, and Moose is going to have his heart broken. Moose, though, is extremely athletic, so I see him winning some competitions, maybe a few vetoes here and there, maybe some HOH, create some enemies. But this guy may be first member of the jury, but not first or second member of the jury. Not further than that.
I found some deeper facts about Moose, and this is why I know my guy is here for the vibes. His happy place is being on vacation or at a music festival.
Absolutely.
His most prized possession is his DJ controller. His favorite hobby is DJing.
Yeah.
His most spontaneous thing he's ever done is taking a trip to a music festival by himself.
Bring it, Moose.
His personal accomplishment is that he DJ'd at a club by himself one time. Moose here is vibes, just vibes all day, here to make people have a good time.
But vibes are expendable when you're playing the game of numbers.
Moose is not going to win.
He's not going to win. I never said he was going to win. At
Not
no
gonna
point did I
win.
say he was going to win.
Not winning.
Hold on. I think with Moose, now after like hearing more bios from Kevin, he is probably going to be the one that's going to have zero strategy, but is probably going to be the follower to the ride or die. I think Moose is 100% going to be at a ride or die with someone smart. If Moose gets in with Kevin, then
Kevin's gonna be already at the house, bro. Like Kevin's not even gonna be there.
I know.
Yeah, by your opinion, Kevin won't be there for Moose
listen.
to get in with.
Well, maybe Moose will give Kevin some weed and calm Kevin down, and everything will just be fine for a while.
Hold on. I'm just saying by example. I'm not saying like Moose would align with Kevin. That would probably be like the most unexpected duos in BBCAN history. But I'm saying that like Moose would probably be the kind of person that would be in a ride or die, or potentially in a showmance, but it will be very one-sided. That's just how I see it. I do think he will make it far. I don't think he'll go to the end and win. He's definitely jury. He's definitely jury material.
If he's jury, do they bring in his DJ controller and let him have a party in the?
Why not? Why not? It's a vibe.
DJ Moose or no ones and twos.
I'm good with Moose because I'm ready to move on to the next one.
Well, next up, Kevin, I think might be one of your favorites.
You talking about Stephanie here?
I sure am.
Why won't this website go in alphabetical order for me? I'm not trying to be here for Stephanie. Very disappointed.
Stephanie is 26. She's from Toronto. She's a child and youth worker with an over-the-top personality and a winning smile. Stephanie plans to be everyone's friend and shoulder to cry on, but she won't be afraid to use their secrets against them. Look at that. She is wearing that dress. You know what I'm saying?
She's going in the house wearing that.
It has to be. Why wouldn't she? Look at that dress.
I think she might wear something less than that.
You think she'll wear something less than this? Okay. Yeah. Listen, she has her hip out, her hand on her side, those heels right there.
Gladiator heels.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
Kiley's thoughts on Stephanie right there. Okay. I know you weren't here for her, but now you are.
Yeah, I'm still not completely here for her. I think Stephanie's going to be looking for her showmance. I think she seems loud. She seems big personality. This could be good if she gets in with the right people and they're feeling her. But it could be bad if she's over the top. So
I think with Stephanie, and this is where the comparison with Stephanie and JC Lynn, either they're going to be the best friends of the season or they're going to be their worst enemies. Because when you see two gorgeous pageant girls that who almost look identical to each other, it's going to get feisty. So I would say with both of them, they're either going to be best friends or worst enemies. So, but also at the same time, she could potentially do a very similar strategy to JC Lynn. So I think probably casting them both at the same time is just really, they're both kind of the same person in my opinion. But
I have a prediction. Kyle is going to go for JC Lynn, get shut down, and then end up with Stephanie.
Go with Stephanie. Yeah. Sheldon, you're shaking your head. What's up?
I think you're underestimating the intelligence of JC Lynn or Casey Lynn. I forgot their name.
No.
Stephanie Lynn.
Not even.
I think you are. I think Stephanie's only survival in this game, any ability to do well, has to do with the showmance, period, full stop. Stephanie's going to get into fights. Stephanie's going to create drama. Stephanie is going to make a huge target on her back day 1, day 2, day 3. Stephanie, I'm sorry, you ain't lasting to the jury.
So would you compare Melina to Stephanie then?
No. I just don't see that Stephanie has the strategic chops and the self-control to not have party attitude all the time. That is overly party attitude, overly in your face. I think Stephanie will get in people's way, and I actually believe that the fact that Stephanie is in the house will help JC Lynn, because that is a comparison, as Josh, you said, that will make JC Lynn look like less of a threat, less annoying, less of that perfect white woman, and move a lot of that threat level over to Stephanie Patterson. I don't have good thoughts about Stephanie. Although, if I meet you one day, I will also give you a hug.
I like Stephanie's chances. I disagree with you. I like Stephanie's chances in this game.
America.
I think she's attractive. I think that she's gonna find the showman. I think there's a couple showman opportunities out there, and I think she's gonna fall into one, and that's gonna end up keeping her safe for a little while. Because that's all you need to do is stay safe for a little while. And I think that's what she'll be able to do with that.
But once she isn't safe, does she have the strategic chops to get herself further? My gut says no, but next guy we're about to talk to might be Stephanie Showmans.
Actually, I think this guy is going to be JC Lynn Showman.
I'm already I'm fixing to go change my Twitter to the Gino JC Lynn Stan account because that's where it's gonna be.
Gino, my guy.
We have here Steven Gino Giannopoulos. He just goes by Gino. He's 28 from Laval, Quebec. My guy here's a firefighter. Okay,
yes,
he's a firefighter. Gino is a self-proclaimed lover and sure to charm all the house guests, but his strong mental and physical game, inspired by his job as a firefighter, will make him unstoppable. Look, this dude, okay, everyone else wore a jacket. My guy here with no jacket, just black shirt, black pants, white shoes, got that smile, got the tattoos popping. Telling you, Jason is going to have that's food right there, and Kyle's not going to be happy about it, but what's he going to do? The firefighter. He's a podcaster. What's he supposed to do about that? You know what I'm saying?
I will say Gino pulls off the shirt tucked in far better than Kevin did. Far better.
I mean, Gino is beautiful to look at. Like one of the most attractive people cast in any Big Brother season ever. Yeah. He says that he wants to come in soft and kind of like low key and analyze people and then turn it up. And so I think that's not how people are going to expect him to approach. So, I like that he's not just cookie cutter and what you see is what you get. So
right.
I got this.
One of my favorite facts about Gino is that he's afraid of the dark. And the fact and I truly think that if there are aspects like that in his personality that he can continue bringing out, that will lower his threat level and make him extremely likable. I think of your alpha males, this is the one that's going to go the distance. Yeah. He will go the furthest. Also, huge threat on his back. Look at the man. He is strong as heck, comp beast. He's going to win and win and win and bigger and bigger target all the time. Can't wait to see him play.
I don't think Gino wears a shirt most of the time this season.
Probably
Fantastic.
Okay, hold on. Can we pull the pic of Gino up real quick for a second?
Bring him up.
We can.
Hold on.
For Kiley.
Okay, listen. Okay, look at my face for a second, and then look at his face.
You are not Gino. You are not Gino.
Listen.
He already found you earlier. You're
Listen. Hold on. No, like the reason why I pointed that out is because my face is actually like my face shape is very similar to his, but I just
it's not.
But anyways, listen,
Josh, you're not a firefighter. You're not ripped. You're not
like
tatted.
Kyle or a podcaster.
I know. Listen, hold on. Okay, so for Gino, he's winner materials in my eyes. I do agree that he's going to come into the house with the biggest target on his back. He's definitely going to be in a showmance. He's definitely going to be the Adam of the season in BBCAN 7. He was the physical threat, but he was probably going to be in a brigade alliance. But I don't think he's going to make it. Gino is going to be one of those people where like he gets first 3 boots, or he's going to be sitting in top 3. That's all I see. I see no comparison. Very similar to Adam. He was going to be first for boots the way I predicted for him, but he made top 4. So with him, I definitely agree with Kev. I see Gino being straight in a showmance with JC Lynn. Now, if JC Lynn rejects him, which I don't quite see it, but if that happens, then he will go straight to Stephanie. But I definitely do not see what
JC Lynn will not be rejecting him.
No.
It is not going to be. There is no situation. He's going to literally walk around this house with no shirt on. He's going to work out often. He's going to mention that he's a firefighter more than once. And JC Lynn is going to forget that she was a strategist and just do whatever Gino needs her to do, because that's what my guy's name is Steven and he goes by Gino. Like
that's an Italian name. I'm saying that. Just
what I'm saying is that he's not going, like, he's Gino. He's like, that's it. Like, that's
he's Gino.
Except he's Gino. Not Italian. He's actually Greek.
So okay, never mind.
Even better. This Greek prince is going to sweep Kiley and JC Lynn off their feet and carry them away.
I don't know. I think we have to be careful because I think there's some other women outside of the two white girls that might seek his affection and he could see theirs. I don't know.
You're not one of them,
Sheldon.
Kiley.
Sheldon. Sheldon. Are you thinking what I'm thinking of, like one of the other two people that you think could be in a showmance with Gino?
Well, yeah.
What
are you thinking, Josh?
Yeah.
Is it Summer?
Yes.
No.
She's a cutie.
I didn't think Summer, but this is Summer.
Okay,
Summer.
so I mean, I'm sorry. Do people dress like this in Canada because they're all like bright colors, 70s? What are y'all doing north of the border?
Well, maybe it has nothing to do with north of the border and has the fact to do that I can't speak English, but you live in the boonies, in the rural land, and everybody wears amen shirts where you live. Okay, maybe that's the problem.
Here's the problem.
Maybe you are.
Are you telling me this is what people wear in the city?
Yes.
Here's the problem.
Kevin, can you verify this?
I live in the city, and people do not wear this in the American cities now.
Yeah.
They wear this in
Let me just say the ironic statement of this is that was that 6 of the people on this cast are legit from Toronto, and the reason, and also all 6, like almost most of them that are being showed, most of them dress like that in their picture.
What is going on in Toronto?
Yes, tell me.
You had home of the Raptors, home of Drake. This is not how Drake dresses. This is not what Aubrey Graham wears.
It's the Versace.
Last time I checked, Drake is not a woman. Last time I checked. So I don't think Drake would be wearing this. But I will also say these people have all been styled by the BBCAN style gods. And obviously the BBCAN style gods have a high pant, high waist preference.
Bright color.
So we have Summer Sales here. She is 25 from Toronto. She is fun employed, which means she has no job, but has been hanging out. Summer is coming to win, not to make friends. She needs that check. With a short temper while hangry, she is hoping to stay away from slop and keep focused on her vision of winning big. Before we go deep on her outfit, because she's wearing this green and pink top with a hat, look like they have flowers and leaves on it, while wearing these green high-waisted bell bottoms and having these hot pink heels on.
Good for her.
But before we talk about that, I want to talk about the fact that if there was anyone that ever needed a check on Big Brother, it was Summer. She is unemployed. She literally said, when I have a short temper when I'm hangry, so I'm not trying to be on slop. She realized that she probably ain't had a check for a little while, so she wanted to make sure she got some free food in the Big Brother house, and she wants to make sure it's a run for the money at the end. Free food, try to chance to win some money, housing that I ain't got to pay for. I'm going on Big Brother if I'm unemployed as well. This is the place to be.
Yeah,
this is the place to be.
I love her name. Summer Sales. Is this real life? Summer Sales. Okay.
Summer Sales. Oh my goodness.
In Canada, when you're unemployed, you do get a few checks.
Oh.
So it might be a little different.
Okay.
But you don't know her story. Either way, Kiley, what do you think about Summer?
Well, she's adorable. Like, she looks quirky, but not in the balls on the head girl situation. In a fun situation, she looks like somebody that you
so like not in a Jessica way, but like in an actual fun way.
Yeah, and in an actual fun way, she looks like somebody you want to be friends with. She looks approachable. She's a Christian. She wants to put God first in every decision. But then, talking about like being hangry and I'm not here to make friends. Like, I kind of get some contrasting vibes from her, and I like people like that are dynamic. So, yeah, I like Summer. We'll see.
Summer confuses the shit out of me. I have no idea what Summer's going to do because of all of those contrasting vibes. I don't know if Summer. I don't know if Summer's a genius. I don't know if Summer's a villain. I don't know if Summer's a hero. I am just completely confused, and I am here to watch that confusion unfold on camera. I can't wait to see Summer play. Gut says not doing too well, but let's see. I could be so wrong.
Right. I think either Summer is going to do really, really well, or she's going to crash and burn in the first few rounds. The reason being is that sometimes, when you have there's a difference between trying to be bold, but there's also a fact of being too bold to get to a point for the rest of the house gets that's being unbearing. I do think that there are some people in the house that would actually work with Summer. I think Summer would actually make those connections to get herself deep in the game. All she has to do is just sit back and observe, and then strike when it counts. But if she doesn't do that, then I could see her being an early boot. But I also see her being in a showmance with either Kyle or Gino. For some reason I do, but I don't think she's into that. But for some reason I see it.
I think that she's here to party. I think she's here to have a good time. I think her and Moose are going to vibe out. Not necessarily romantically, but I think that they're just going to they're here for the hot beats. They're here to hang out and to just have a good time. And I could definitely see her kicking it with my guy Moose and just vibes all season, baby. Vibes all season.
All season. Okay.
Because they're both, I don't think either one of them are looking for a showmance, but then that's how you fall into a showmance. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone has the resolve of Xavier to keep themselves out of a showmance. Because Xavier, though he wanted no showmance, he was definitely feeling Alyssa. You know what I'm saying?
Alyssa hadn't been booed up. Xavier was throwing his no showmance plan out the window.
I don't get it. What do you think? Everybody's just horny all the time? What are you talking about?
Yes.
I mean,
yes, they are. Have you not been watching Big Brother?
I mean, but that's not the way humans work. You could resist your temptations for a month.
Sheldon, this is how 20-year-olds work. Okay, they're 20-somethings. Then that's and there are other very attractive people trapped in a house together.
No phone, no TV,
24/7, just them.
On the line. Your mother's watching you on camera.
Sheldon, there are people that literally have sex in the house on the live feeds.
I can't do that. I quit.
Yeah. All right.
Sheldon, Josh is a 20-something. You'd think if Josh was in the Big Brother house, he would be able to resist a Summer, talking to him, flirting with him.
Josh could hardly resist me. So Josh is a good example.
But Josh is the 20-something we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
No, he has a point.
So these things matter.
Josh, do you want a showmance or do you want money?
I go for the
money.
He
hesitated.
That's true. I did because the thing is that kind of threw me off. I wasn't expecting that. I was like,
so
there's probably been more successful relationships that have come out of Big Brother than there have been Big Brother winners. So you're probably more likely to go in and find your husband or wife than to win $1 million.
Listen, so you're telling me. Let me throw this up here. So Josh, you're in the house, right? Mm-hmm. Josh, you're 25. You said
25. Yes.
You're in the house.
Summer walks in.
Tanisha
walks in.
Tanisha White walks in the house, and she's like, "Hey, how's it going? My name's Tanisha. I'm a model. I'm from Montreal." You're telling me, Josh, that you're not going to be like, "Oh, money's nice, but."
Nah. I go with the money. She does have a nice dress, though.
So this is Tanisha White. She's 32.
She has a nice dress. Code for what?
She's from Montreal. Tanisha here is is representing all for the single moms out there in the world. With her je ne sais quoi energy, she plans to talk, laugh, and joke around to the end. She's a model, ladies and gentlemen. She has this nice green dress on. Those heels, those gold heels are gorgeous. And she had her hands on her hips. And it's just, she's giving power stance right here. This is a power stance right here.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of awkward to me, like how she's standing with her feet crossed and her hands on her hips. Like, I don't know. I don't completely catch the vibe.
I want to see Tanisha again.
From Tanisha.
Sheldon likes Tanisha.
I like what she says in her bio, that she just wants to be quirky. She wants to be fun. And, kind of people just don't see where she's coming from. And then she's going to strike when the time is right. So I like that strategy. And she is in a relationship. So she's not out here looking for the showman. So Josh, guess what? You better take that money because she ain't here for you either. So.
Tanisha, my winner pick for this
There
season.
you go. Okay.
I love Tanisha. I think this is a person who's going to walk into the house with the mission. She's a single mother. She has a 7-year-old daughter. She has real goals, real needs, real demands. I think Tanisha is smart enough. I think Tanisha is likable enough. I think Tanisha is social enough. And I have a feeling Tanisha might win a few of those non-physical comps. I think this person, you will see them at the end. Tanisha, my winner pick.
Tanisha gives me Tara vibes from last season. A strong mother. She always puts her. She has a good head on her shoulders, and I think for some reason, she gives off good strategy. I think there's maybe more than what's going on in her head. I would like to see what she would do in the house. I think she would get in really well with JC Lynn and Stephanie. I think she would get in with Summer. I think she would get in well with some of the guys. I think she would probably be most likely the only person on the cast that would actually connect with everyone, and I could see it.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that too. Like she connects with Marty, the married father. Yeah, she does. She seems pretty well rounded. I like her too.
When I look at her, I see Amber Borzodra.
Yeah.
Amber.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Amber with as long as you don't have a Caleb chasing you around the house, you're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think she will. I think the Amber comparison and the look, the model, all that's where I see it. Now, gameplay wise, I think I agree with Sheldon. I think that she's going to be a strong game player. Amber wasn't that strong of a game player in Big Brother. She really brought it on the challenge later, but I think that she's going to do a good job of being under the radar and hanging out, and just maybe she can hang out with Moose. You know what I'm saying? Not hang out with Moose, but just vibe with Moose, because Moose is my barometer on vibes, right? I'm gonna just be like, Moose, how do you feel about this person? Oh, they're chill, man. Moose, how you feel about this person? Nah, bro, no go. That means they're a bad person. That's how I feel about Moose, and I feel like
the Moose meter.
The Moose meter. He's gonna look at her and be like, vibes, baby. She's gonna be like vibes, and I think that's what's gonna happen.
I love Tanisha. I cannot wait for Tanisha to win this game. Let's go. Tanisha Stan.
Okay.
I like it.
So with that, we have gone through the whole cast. I am really excited about this season. Let's do a little bit of a draft, y'all.
Well, hold on. First, before we get to the draft, let's all make our winner pick. We know Sheldon's.
Okay.
Kevin, who is your winner pick?
I am looking through the cast here. I am going to put my chip on. I just can't get her out of my mind as a winner. I think Helena might win this thing.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh?
I got a few candidates, but Okay. I would say my absolute winner pick for this cast. Now, looking at these people here, like there is a bunch of good contenders. I would say Kyle. I think Kyle is probably the only person that I would see what I would be completely shocked if he doesn't make it farther in the end. I would like to see Gino win it, and he's like my second pick, but I don't think he's going to get to the end. I think Kyle is more likely to get to the end than Gino. That's why I say Kyle.
Do you see a Kyle-Gino bromance?
Probably. I can see that.
He's gonna have to. It's gonna be a lot, filled with jealousy though, because Kyle's gonna be mad that Gino's with JC Lynn, but it's gonna be, since they're best friends, he's gonna be best friends with his best friend's boyfriend, and just be jealous the whole time.
Yeah.
What if Kyle ends up hooking up with Jay?
That would be a shock.
That'd be the biggest shock.
Anything could happen. Big Brother Canada.
Yeah. I would Sorry.
Hold on, Josh. Kiley, who is your winner pick?
So I'm going with somebody a little less obvious, a little less flashy, but
Herman?
I think someone that is going to be a strong player, good in competitions, good socially, intelligent, and my winner pick is Josh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Josh Nash.
All right.
This is a good pick. I think that's a good pick. I think that's a very, very good pick. It's a very good pick. You want to draft these up just in case? Let's draft these people up.
Absolutely. The draft is the best part. We will do a snake draft, and because Kevin and I are generous, we'll let the new people go last.
No, we're gonna let Sheldon go first because Josh has talked so much about how young he is. Age is going to win out here, and so Sheldon, you're gonna pick first, then Josh, then myself, because I beat Kiley in our last draft, and Kiley will be there at the turn. So starting with you, Sheldon, who's your first pick? You're gonna go chalk? You're gonna just go ahead and take her?
Tanisha, let's go.
Okay.
This is a winner's draft that we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, Tanisha.
Josh, you're gonna take your person right here?
I'm gonna go Kyle, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm sorry, who?
Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Now, I'm a bit of a strategist. I'm going to take Josh Nash here because Kiley's after me. And I love to screw Kiley up. So I'm taking Josh Nash right here.
You're jealous because I picked the winner and you did not. Who did he pick? He picked Helena.
You forgot who I picked, didn't you?
No, you picked Helena. Oh, okay. So I get two picks here. Yep. I'm definitely taking Gino first. Thank you. And
Kiley, this is not. They don't.
And second, I'm taking the other half of the showmance with JC Lynn.
Oh,
I wanted JC Lynn.
Oh, I think a lot of us are gonna.
Well, I wanted Josh. We don't all get what we want. Okay.
I'm gonna take Helena here. You see that little showmanship, guys? I got both. I got my pick and Kiley's pick right there. That. As you guys do more drafts with us, you'll see that you got to make the right moves right here. And when I won the Survivor draft that we did on the show, they talked all about Erica. And so I took her first. And I was right.
All right. Josh, back to you. Pick two.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure how that works. Do we get to pick the same people that's already been picked, or we pick the ones that haven't been picked?
Have not been picked.
Okay.
Have not been picked.
Okay. Well, since JC Lynn's already been picked, I might as well go with Stephanie on this.
Okay. Sheldon, you get two picks right here.
Ooh, 2 picks. Okay, I'm going to. This is a hard one. Give me Marty.
Okay, the old guy.
And give me Jessica.
And you're taking Jessica.
Yes.
Perfect. Josh, you have another pick here.
I gotta go with my girl Summer on this one.
All right. So as I look here at the board and the picks that are still available, I've got to take my guy Herman here because me and him, salesman, both of us, I need to support my guy here, Herman.
Okay.
Herman. Kylie, you got 2 picks here.
I got 2. I'm definitely going with Betty. See, it's been so long since we talked about Betty. Y'all done forgot about her. That was a mistake on your part. And then
there's only two people left. What happens here?
We getting down to it.
There's only 2 people left. So we have Kevin left. We have Melina. No, we have we have like 4 people left. We have 4 people. There's 4 people left, don't we?
Oh, there is?
We have Moose. We have Melina. We have Kevin, and we have Jay.
Okay, I lied.
Okay. I'm going to. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna take Melina.
Fuck.
Listen, I'm taking my guy. All vibes, all day. Moose a meter. Let's go. Shutting it down. Give me Moose.
Okay,
now,
so
Josh, you have between Kevin or Jay. And whoever you take, Sheldon gets left with the other person.
So. This is horrible. Horrible.
Oh, that poor guys. Don't be rude.
Okay, well, let me talk to Sheldon on this. Which one do you want?
No, you're gonna snake me.
Okay, well, I would do. Okay, well, I do not want a early start for the first boot. I'm gonna take Jay. You can have Kevin.
I wanted Kevin for the rare occasion he turns out to be Dr. Will. So I would have chosen Kevin. So thank you, Josh.
Kylie, run through our teams real fast.
All right, to recap, Kevin, you started us off with, and you did not start us off, but you got Josh, my winner pick. Helena, your winner pick. Herman and Moose. Josh, you got Kyle, your winner pick. Stephanie, Summer, and Jay. Sheldon, you got your winner pick. Tanisha, Marty, the old guy, Jessica, the oddball, and Kevin, the diabolical. I'm worried for you, my man. Okay, and Kiley, I got by far the best combination. Gino, JC Lynn, Betty, and Melina.
Oh, Kylie's gonna have a good role. Jeez.
Listen. Kylie thinks she has a great team there. I don't think she's gonna win. It's okay.
Well, only one person wins Big Brother. That's
correct. And that person is on my team. Is going to be Helena. We are already ready to go. I got her still in the second round.
Curveball question. I know we're about to finish up, Kevin. Curveball question. A lot of the people in this game are in relationships. Mm-hmm. Is that the game twist? Are the relationships with one another?
Oh, shit. That would be crazy. That sounds like a BBUS type thing. I don't know if they do that in Canada with those crazy twists.
I don't know. There were a lot of people in relationships on the cast, in long-term relationships. Is it possible that Josh is in a long-term relationship with Jay?
So we don't have another married person? Well, I can't say that for sure. Because like Summer just lists herself as booed up. So
not Summer, Tanisha.
No, Tanisha. So is Tanisha married to Marty? Doubt it. But
why not? How do you know?
Possible.
It's very possible. They live in the same province.
Possible. There are a lot of people from the same places, from similar places too. They're all from either Toronto. Like British Columbia or Toronto.
They all share a closet.
So let's see what happens, because that could be a fun twist. Likelihood of that happening, 0.
Yeah.
Big Brother Canada premieres tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow night, so make sure you check that out. You can check it out on Global, right? In Canada.
Global TV in Canada.
We can find it somewhere online here in the States, and that's what me and Kylie will be doing. Check it out. What time does it come on tomorrow? 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock.
Let's say 8 p.m., folks.
8 p.m.
Eastern.
We will have Sheldon and Josh back here on Friday to recap the beginning of the show, the premiere episode, and the second episode. I believe there's going to be an episode tomorrow and Thursday.
New season begins tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. we'll see you then.
Yeah. So then you guys will talk about this this coming week. Expect shows on Tuesday and Fridays all week, recapping the week and telling you guys what's going on. Sheldon and Josh will be here just about every week, and we will have some guests along with them. Kiley and myself will make it when we can, because we're gonna have to try to figure out how to watch this illegally, because we live in America, not in Canada. So do that. Make sure. Let's go, Tanisha. Josh, is there anything you want to promote?
Yes. So Survivor Pandemic has just finished filming their 6th season. So we're currently going into episodes. If you truly want to be a part of the actual reality show Survivor without leaving the comfort of your own home, please apply to Survivor Pandemic on Facebook. I will throw the tag later on as the show progresses. But if you truly want to apply, but you don't feel like you wanted to go fly out to Fiji and spend 26, 39 days there, you feel free to come to apply. We would love to have you. We will treat your experience like the actual show. We have such a massive fan base, and it is such a huge passion of mine to continue the series, and hopefully we get more seasons to come.
For a little more context, Josh is the host of an online reality game called Survivor Pandemic, and it's where you're on camera and you're filmed and it's cut up onto YouTube. It's a fantastic show. Definitely check it out. It is on YouTube under Survivor Pandemic. You're watching episodes. It's like you're actually playing, like you said, playing Survivor without actually being out there and doing it from the comfort of your home. You may see some familiar faces. If you were to check it out, Kiley's face is one of them. Sheldon's face is one of them. My face is one of them. You could just check that out. Enjoy it. Check it out. Sheldon, you have anything you want to promote?
Yeah, I'd love to promote peace and love for everybody out there. Please go give a big hug to somebody from a distance, and just be a kind person to the world, because there's a lot of crap going on out there. So let's just be nice to each other.
Thank you, Kim and Beth. I would like to promote that we will be back Sunday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, for all you weirdos out there, to do our Survivor 42 cast assessment and draft. So you will see, hopefully, the whole gang, me, Kevin, Frank, Trisha, and Robbie. So we are excited to get that draft going and kick off our coverage for Survivor 42.
Go Chanel.
Also
Yo, Chanel.
Go check out my I just dropped a new episode of the DCOM After Dark podcast where we just discussed Lemonade Mouth. Me and Lindsay were joined by a good friend of ours, Shantae, as we talked about a Disney Channel original movie that was a lot of fun and we enjoyed immensely. Check that out. And then once again, like Kiley said, join us on the 6th on Sunday as we discuss the Survivor 42 cast. You can find us right here on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit all the bells and the buzzers, and comment, and let us know who you think who's gonna win Survivor, and root for me to win the draft once again, because I won it last season. So we'll see what we do.
Let's go.
Chanel's the first one of these guys. So we'll be rooting for Chanel here at the podcast because she was an online reality game player, and now she made the jump to the real show, which is really cool. So check that out. Make sure you come back and join us. Kiley, anything else for the peoples?
That's it.
All right, guys. Thank you. This has been a lot of fun. Hope to catch you guys soon. And check out your BBCAN coverage with these fellas all season long. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.